on-day release. Demon sub tries not to crease, and D-Wat's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time.
Good evening, everybody. We have left off. Oh, all quiet in the chat.
Do we? It is. It's a ghost
I
town.
do. If everybody is frantically trying to contact the chat and they're having issues, I apologise. I don't know what might be going on there. I do know that YouTube's API has changed. I'm gonna have to move this phone. It's in my face. I know YouTube's API has changed, so here we go. We got Crispin. Somebody's worked it out. Yeah, my launch screen for the live stream is all a new layout. So YouTube have obviously been doing some updates in the background. So I hope that doesn't give anybody undue
It's all
issues.
to cop.
Here we go. Fuck it. Oh dear.
I
Welcome
am
to
not even rising to that. That does not deserve any acknowledgement.
That's David's other half, just in case anybody was wondering what the fuck that was. So yeah, that's poor old David getting trolled by his other half. That's fucking brilliant. So yeah, good evening. Welcome to our Thursday night hobby live stream. So if you're new here,
Headphones have got to come off a second, mate.
then we'll be running through our usual format over the next couple of hours. David and I will have a brief chat about what we're going to be hobbying on tonight, or what work we're going to be doing. Hello to Damon. Hello. Oh, Crispin's back again. This hits. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't know if that's you having technical issues, David, or whether that's a meme on the David and I's constant battle to get the live stream to work. So yeah, we'll be chatting about what we're going to be hobbying on. Then we will talk a little bit about what we got up to at Gaming Club on Monday. There's a little bit of news and shit to chat about, stuff we've been watching and doing. And then we got a meaty topic to dive into. Sorry, mate, you were saying?
We have. It's the meat and two veg of a topic. I was just about to say, I'm
Yeah.
actually glad GW provide you options on a sprue, because I've obviously broken a miniature and lost the bit that broke off, but I have a replacement on the sprue, boys and girls.
Ta-da! Fucking awesome. So for once, we're glad that GW don't do single pose models. This is your war cry you're working on tonight, yeah. Your image is grainy as fuck. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's me.
I don't know what the fuck's up with it. I'm gonna give it a quick reboot.
I don't know if that's me or YouTube or what the feck is going on.
Well, I'm currently uploading at 31 kilobits per second, so
that
is
would
probably why
it. Is that because you're... Oh, he's gone. That presumably he's rebooting shit. So yeah, good evening. Hope everybody had a good week since we saw you all last week. He's back. That looks a bit sharper. That looks a bit crisper. Well,
yeah, now in the megabytes, not the kilobytes.
Yeah, that sounds better. What did you do? Change it from fucking
2 megasecond upload.
That's more like it. Right. I don't know. David seems very quiet for me, but it could be just my cans. So, don't know about that.
No regrets.
You'll have to let us know. Just give us a sound check, mate.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy motherfucking dog, boys and girls.
I am going to give you just a little bit of a boost because you're
going to regret that.
And I'll give myself a dip, I think. Testing. That sounds more like it.
Testes?
That's better. I think we're better evened out there. So yeah, then we're going to get into our main topic. So this is sort of the main topic tonight is something I proposed based on a video I saw. Evening Toros, based on a video I saw on YouTube, specifically in the digital gaming field, and I wondered if there might be shall we say a spicing up of the analog or tabletop gaming space versus the digital gaming space.
Also links to a news article that we need to discuss as well.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, your image has degraded again, so I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. And you
don't know. My internet's fucking been shit lately. I need to fucking have a rant at them.
Who are you with? Who's your provider?
Talk.
Sorry, Talk. Okay.
Talk.
Do you know what? I think I'm Talk. I do forget. I can't remember. No, am I? PlusNet. I'm PlusNet. Is it them overlays? I haven't got a fucking clue, Crispin. What the fuck is going on, man? So, who wants to go first with what they're working on? Do you want me to go first? Let me go first.
Yeah, you go first because I'm currently repairing minis.
My phone is in a ridiculous position because I've had to zoom the fucking thing right the way out so that I can actually show what I'm working on. It's ridiculous. So, I am carrying on with my Chroma. Hello, Ewok. Oh, hello. And then they started calling me father. It's fucking hell, mate. We won't read that out. I'm carrying on with my Carnivale Chroma experiment. So as a people who watch regularly will know, I dropped a shit ton of cash on the Carnivale Chroma terrain range, which came out in November. And I've been working on putting it all together. This was the first full building I've finished, and it's fucking massive. I am so impressed with the few bits that I've put together. I'm working on another piece tonight, which I will probably show later in the stream when I get some more of it done. But there are so many cool things. There are so many good things to say about this terrain. First of all, the variety of the construction and the way that they have thought about the playability in the context of Carnivale. So, not only is it full colour, pop it out, stick it together, jobs are good and you're finished. So, no painting or fucking having to get it table ready. Once it's glued together, you're done, which is awesome. But obviously, for those of you who don't know, Carnivale is a parkour style movement game. So it rewards players being clever with terrain so that you can do chain jumps between areas. You can get attack bonuses for dropping on your opponent from above. And if you look, the roofs have all got really shallow, like 20-degree slopes. So it should be relatively simple, even on this relatively slippy printed surface, to get models to stand. You've got obviously flat areas at various heights. The stairs are probably going to be a little bit tricky because there's very little room to put a base. Stairs are always difficult in miniature wargaming because you either make them suitable for play, in which case the treads on the step are like 25 or 30 mil big, which makes the stairs look a little bit ridiculous, or you make them look realistic and then you can't really place models easily without propping up the back. But so, as I say, the other thing is, the problem with this pre-coloured MDF is you always have the laser cut edge, which is not coloured or painted. So you can see these horizontals are all black. So these are effectively the inside of the MDF sheet where the laser cut through. So when you're building these things, you will have these black or dead areas of colour. And what I like about it is you can tell they've really thought about the designs. And even, like, here's a good example. So this piece of terrain has a piece in the base that locks into this side panel with two plugs which come through holes, and to mask the black edges, they just provide you with a little printed wooden pier support to glue over it, just to mask it off, which is a lovely touch. Also, you can probably see in the light, if I tilt it right, these edges are all feathered and cut with, they're not straight edges. I mean, they're not exactly roof tile perfect, but it's just a little bit of a detail. See if I can get that visible on camera. It's very difficult to show. It's just enough of a texture difference to highlight the edge of the roof. As I say, so impressed with this stuff. Hopefully the other kits. Another thing, there are these little eyelets over some of the drops where you can put, if you want, you can model like ropes going to the ground, again giving your models places to go up the terrain, climb it, ascend it. There's just so many cool details. Another nice touch was this piece came with a little crate. You could probably just see that there. This little double crate thing, which you can use as an objective marker. And I've noticed that several of the buildings just have one of these thrown in on the sprue just as a space filler. So by the time you've bought 4 or 5 buildings, you will have your set of the little objective markers to use in the game, which again, really nice little touch. So yeah, that is what I'm doing. Well, I'm obviously not working on this one because it's finished, but I am working on this one here. So this one is it's got steps going down into the water. This is, I think, supposed to be some sort of like warehouse style district. So I've got this building all assembled and glued together and in place on the baseboard. I've then got this one that I'm working on currently that eventually will sit there when it's finished. But yeah, that's what I'm working on tonight. So what about you, mate?
Come on down.
Come on
Turn the camera the
down.
right way around.
Boodoo.
It's been a while since you boys and girls have probably seen this.
Oh, that needs to go on Fluor. Jesus.
So,
I tell you what, these
whatever.
things are heavy as well. They're going to be really stable on the table.
We have the Eskurgan True Blades to finish off for
Get rid of
Warcry.
the phone.
So I was just ranting about before stream. The tips of these axes are a little bit twatty. So
Is that
broke
the
off
one
of
you
these
broke?
maces and I've just. This is one of them I broke. The other one is this twat.
Oh, right.
Because again, let's have it hang 3 miles over the bases.
Hiya,
And it's
Cheese
attached
me.
right next to fuck all, so it pings off. This one I found and re-glued. This one I couldn't, so I've just taken one off the sprue, shortened the sprue, and super glued it into place.
Cool.
This has now been brush primed with Vallejo poly primer, so we're just waiting for that to go off.
Is that more of a mace head?
It is more of a mace head.
It looked 3-dimensional. Yep.
So tonight we've got to pick out
I love the colour scheme.
ropage. Gonna pick out and finish off these bamboo, like Watami mat armor bits. We've got some furs to do, little, like, fucking bat on this guy's arm. We've got a bit of, like, patent armor to do as well. I think I'm going to do this in, like, a black leather and do some nice black leather shoes with it. Just as a bit of contrast, and I think we might have some bone up here and tusks as well on this guy's overarch. But I'm hoping to get this warband finished because the claws of Karanak are done and have been done for a long time and have been varnished with AK Ultramat. So what I then need to do is base them all, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to base them with a mix of compost and herbage to give them a jungle feel.
Yeah. Because those are the vampires, correct?
Yes, these are the vampires down here. These are the corn guys. Unfortunately, at the moment, I have... Let me move you out a minute, boys and girls. I have primed these ages and ages and ages ago. But as with all GW terrain, there's a little bit much going on. So I haven't got round to getting these painted yet.
That's your terrain for the Warcry stuff.
I started some bits.
Thing is, though, I do agree with you. I've not really done much of my what's that second? I don't even know what my Warcry set's called.
It's the Signs of the Flame.
It's
but
the
again,
underground
I've got fucking miles and miles of bamboo to paint inside and outside, and deck tops and everything else. And it's like, oh, this is a fucking nightmare. But
I think it'll
The
go
reason I'm
quite
doing this
quickly
is
though.
we're meant to be. I think it will because we're playing Monday, aren't we?
Yeah, one of the problems I've got is like mine doesn't. It's like everything's. It's a combination of textures. You've got wood, metal, stone. Every piece is like everything thrown together. Like
Yeah, there's loads of that with mine.
there's like a bell
And
tower
again,
with
I've had
skeletons.
to build like the walls in sub-assembly
Yeah,
because otherwise you can't get in to paint them because actually they're attached to the fucking trees themselves, and it's just really fucking annoying to get in and paint them.
yeah.
So I've got the deployment cards, I've got those, I've got the twists and the victory conditions, and then I've got all the unit cards as well. So in theory, mate, you might not even need to bring yours if you haven't got yours built yet.
Oh, I've got an entire set of scions built. They're not even primed, to be fair. I need to find them. I don't know what I've done with them, but I have so much
Yeah, but what
stuff.
I'm saying is, if you can't find them,
I'll
don't
just
worry,
play with
'cause
your
I've
other
got...
warband. To be fair, from a balance perspective, it might be better if I play with your second warband, so we're both playing two warbands out of the same set.
Yeah, the only thing I need to find is my rule book, because it's not in that box right now.
Well, there's the most up-to-date ones online, isn't it? I don't know if yours is the most up-to-date one or whether they've...
No, mine is mine. Let's be brutally honest. This is GW. Shall we see how many Warcry sets have been released since my one? I'm done with my camera.
Let's come back from your table.
While I have a hemorrhage about how many Warcry releases we've had since I bought shit.
Have you tried Grimdark Future? I know you.
No.
I know you tried the AOS variant and didn't of OPR, and didn't really Age of Fantasy and didn't really get on with it, did you?
No. Can I just have a fucking list of what you've released, please?
You probably can, but it'll be as long as your arm. Does anybody else in chat know what the current Warcry starter set is?
Because there was Heart of Gur before mine.
Oh, I thought yours
Sundered
was
Fate
Heart of
was
Gur.
one. No, mine's Blood Hunt with Predator and Prey, the little Predator and Prey booklet. It doesn't have a full book in it. They then released after that Nightmare Quest, which was Sigmarines versus Ghouls.
Okay.
Crypt of Blood, which was another starter set.
I bet you're right. Cheese me. Fucking
Hunter and Hunted block, Pyre and Flood block, which again is now coming less and less with less terrain.
I like the way you say block.
Briar and Brown. And then you now buy the terrain separately. Fuck off.
Fuck, your internet's grim.
What the hell's the issue? Why have I stalled out? I've stalled out. What's going on? Because I haven't stalled out there. We're back down to 1/4 of a megabit per second. What's going on?
Everything's going wrong. Your audio's slightly out of sync. Your image keeps stalling or glitching. It's like, it's obviously an internet issue. You're going to have to stop downloading that fucking dwarf porn when you're live on the internet.
Don't need any dwarf. Don't need any dwarf porn.
Well, while David's trying to work out just how fucking ridiculous Games Workshop's fire hose release schedule is and how far behind the curve we are with Warcry, which I'm sure is going to be fucking ridiculous. If it helps, mine's the second edition or second block release, the Underworld one thingy. while he's doing that, I'll tell you about Monday night at Gaming Club. We had a relatively quiet one. I didn't actually have a specific game scheduled, and David sort of like didn't really have anything concrete planned either. Luke was maybe going to play a game with him, but they didn't end up doing anything. So I rolled out my Detective City of Angels board game, which is, if those of you in the know a computer game called LA Noire, it's the same idea but a board game. So you're like 1940s, 1950s Los Angeles detectives investigating various criminal escapades, and it's a really cool, versatile board game that you can either play solo or in a cooperative mode with other players, or you can play it as one versus many with a dungeon master or games master called a chisel in the game, but effectively you're running the story and the NPCs. Then each of the players can either be cooperating to solve the mystery, or can be competing with each other to solve the mystery ahead of everybody else. So David and I played it one-on-one. I'm the chisel, he was the player, because I've played it solo myself, so I knew what the solo place experience was like. And it was, it's my sort of thing. It's very roleplay light, quite storytelly. Again, I love the theme, that sort of gumshoe detective drama.
Does that work?
From middle 20th century America. So yeah, that's what we got up to. Not very miniature war gamey, not very on theme, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And it's a game I'm glad I picked up. With my current cooling on a lot of board games, in terms of me buying them at least. So did you get an answer? How many Warcry sets have come out since yours?
Considering they now no longer produce the core rules and you can only buy it from GW directly online, like they don't do a 2-player starter box anymore.
Okay.
It is very much buy the individual warbands for £38.
Yeah. I think there was...
Some of which are converted from Undercry warbands, some of which seem to be their own sprues from starter boxes, etc. I now buy the terrain and stuff online as well.
I might be talking out of turn, but isn't it basically the game is dead and they're basically selling it through, clearing it off? I don't think it's scheduled for any more releases, is it?
I don't know.
Uncle Atom, I know, was pissed because it's one of his favourite GW games. But
the last box was Pyre and Flood, released in 2024.
Yeah, I think it is basically dead now.
Which had some River Blades and Pyre Guests in it. Going back to my Blood Hunt was released in February 23, which was like the second to last box set that they did. The last box set they did was the Nightmare Quest that released in May 23, which featured the Sigmarines and the Ghouls.
My one must be what, 2019?
No, yours
2020
is 2020. Catacombs box set features Sergeants of the Flame and the K-Knight Shadow Stalkers. That was released October 20.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, they've done that. I mean, again, we've done a stream on that. Cheese me, this whole concept of, I make a model range, I better make it compatible with every game system, is like, why? Evening, Trevor.
Last
It's
core rules update was released on the 17th of September 24.
yeah.
And there was an update to it at the 5th of November was the last rules update.
Oh, okay. Maybe the game is not dead then. I'll be honest. This is going to
through a
sound
bit-
horrible, probably, but I wouldn't be gutted if the game was dead and effectively set
If
in
it-
aspic, because then I can enjoy it knowing that it's not going to keep moving under me like shifting sand.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
It's dead and it's not sand based, isn't it?
Because that's the problem with Games Workshop's fucking IPs, is that, or their game systems, is that once you engage with them, it's like trying to catch fog. It's like
It's very much a treadmill experience, isn't it?
yeah, the old mouse wheel. So although it sounds wrong, if it's finished with, done, there is what there is, no more will be coming out. That's good, because obviously we can pick up stuff on the secondary market and just basically, if we enjoy it, just pick at it and savour the experience without it constantly being a fucking grind to keep up.
The experience I've had was that it's okay. Like, scenarios very much can be you get war cried, you know the outcome of the scenario before you actually play the scenario, but the playtime on it is negligible enough that it really doesn't matter. It's like, okay, that's 30 minutes of my life I'm not going to get back, but I've spent 30 minutes of my life sat in a queue for fast food before. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and like I say, I think it's no, they don't. That is true, Cheese Me. That nobody does force us to do that, but again, it's
the problem is
just
if we
a
don't,
constant
and
change.
people wander into club, etc. Again, it's a bit of an awkward situation to go, well, we play it, but we play it from like 2.5 years ago. So good luck finding your stuff, because all the download links have now disappeared and stuff as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that is the other a chat doesn't like auctions or money. You've probably violated a million fucking YouTube rules there, Damon. True. No, that is true. Cheese Me says Games Workshop games are never good at the start and they never get to a stable version. Do you know what, actually? I'm going to push back on that, because we were having this conversation. We've had it many times in the last month or two, and I was having it again at Club on Monday night. 40k versions in the recent past tend to be best at the reset point for me. So when they push the reset button and they sort of like start a new edition, the play experience tends to be at its peak. For me, the problem is the way that just runs away from you, and then you get balance issues and broken power creep releases and that sort of shit. Oh, okay, Damon. Some of John Blanche, is he raising money for his retirement fund? Is it John selling his own stuff, or a Games Workshop just having a money grabbing clear out? You'll have to let us know. So yeah, that's what we got up to on Club, and that's what we're going to be working on. I guess.
Actually, can we just make another sort of news and what we got up to this week?
Yeah.
Comment. On Saturday, we went to see Sabaton live at Nottingham.
Yeah, we did.
At the Ice Arena, at Motorpoint Arena. My fucking God, was it an amazing gig. 7,700 of us there on Saturday night, wasn't there, mate?
There was indeed.
Absolutely
broke
awesome
back
atmosphere.
Sabaton. No, I didn't break my back. I sat in the stands like an old man.
Didn't go into the pit, did you?
No. But yeah, 280k. Fuck. What? That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Well, if it's, do you know what? If it's John selling it, good luck, son. That'll give the old fucking retirement pot a bit of a boost, won't it? £250,000. Jesus Christ. Nice. Yeah, awesome. So we did see Sabaton live on Saturday. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. If you are into your heavier music and you're into wargaming, Sabaton are a great band. Their songs cover lots of historical wargaming subjects. And their live show is just full of imagery. They've had guys dressed as soldiers from World War One putting trench blasts on the stage and part of the pyro show. Napoleon,
cannons.
yeah, Napoleonic guys with cannons and all sorts of shit. It was very, very well done. Great show. Yeah, I'd heartily recommend it if you get a chance to see Sabaton live and you're at all interested in either historical warfare or heavy metal. Do it. Right. Shall we have some news?
It's the part of the show that we have come to know as the latest salty blizzard of nerdy sorrow. More news than you can shake the salt at. More news than you can shake the salt at.
Just seen Toros's comment. Do they sing about the revolutionary command and control system in Fire and Fury? I don't think so, mate. They don't tend to sing about wargaming. I tell you what was an absolute schoolboy fucking error, though. We commented a few weeks ago on the stream about the music video for EyeAmPhibian about Napoleon, and they have a Napoleonics game taking place and featuring in the music video. It never occurred to me, they're holding a concert in Nottingham, they're wargaming nerds, what would they probably do before the gig?
Where did Pa go? Pa went to GW World, didn't he?
He did. So we made a schoolboy error. No, sadly, they went to the utterly predictable Games Workshop. I mean, it would have been cooler if they'd gone to Warlord.
And to be fair, Pa did go on a little bit of a revolutionary rant, didn't he, about people bullying people for listening to heavy metal music and playing war games and stuff. And look at you all here now tonight. It was very, very well done, though.
Yeah, he was very much advocating for geek culture and the underdog. It was a very, very cool gig. There was loads of moments in it. Because the other thing that's interesting, this is a bit of a musical aside, obviously classically, whenever you see a band live, normally the singer is the front man and they do all the talking. But actually, several of the band members did almost not monologues, but they definitely interacted with the crowd a lot more as a group, which was really cool. Yes. And really made the proceedings seem a lot less formal. It was really cool. Anyway, let's get on to the news. I don't often shout out videos from Midwinter Minis because it's all Games Workshop trash, but this video is actually quite good. So in this video, it's called Gifts for Wargamers That Don't Suck and That They Won't Already Have. And it's obviously a Christmas gift idea video. But he actually recommends some cool books. So it's like art style books on colour theory, he shouts out the Talking Miniatures books, which is like the history of the tabletop gaming sector in the UK, mostly Games Workshop, but then obviously going on to the personalities that went on to form other companies and the whole orbit of that, the Perrys and people like that. Yeah, him. Yeah, that's the guy, Cheesy. But actually, much as I don't have a lot of time for this guy and his content, this is actually quite a good. Mate, I will take that risk. If you think, Toros, that I'm gonna stop slating GW, no, it's not gonna happen, mate. It's gonna take some serious fucking reform of their business practices, game systems,
I don't
and
think
general.
even a cease and desist will stop our mate of mouths.
GSV says Gilded Games Workshop trash is an insult to trash. That's true. At least trash can be recycled, whereas Games Workshop stuff needs to be just kept in the cellophane and then sold on for a pension plan after 20 years. But yeah, so do you know what? If you want to actually see some quite interesting books that you probably don't own, but look actually quite cool, I'm certainly looking at getting maybe the Colour Index. He does 2 art ones. The Colour Index one was pretty cool, and I can't remember what the other one was called, but they both were like, I might look at those. So that was the first thing. The next thing was this. So I do occasionally watch 52 Miniatures. Again, it's fucking Games Workshop stuff primarily, because obviously that's what feeds the algorithm, that's what gets the clicks, blah fucking blah. But actually this video, as we have covered on the stream before, I love it when people just do painting videos, but pitched in the realm of you're a normal human being, you don't have a ton of time,
You're not a god.
you want to get your toys ready to play with. And this is a good video with some genuinely good advice for keeping your paintings basic, using every shortcut imaginable, so contrast paints over base colours to use them as like washes. Do you know what I mean? It's a good video. It's down to earth, it's useful, and there's one thing I love to watch is useful content. This was one you sent to me, mate. This new Fallout card game, Fallout Power Play.
Yes,
this is on pre-order.
Bias have announced this literally this afternoon.
So
there is not a lot of information here, but oh dear.
Yeah, trash was something useful.
David may have fallen down a CCG rabbit hole.
Is this a CCG though, or is this just one of these self-contained box card games?
I don't know. I've got
a feeling that it's probably because this isn't a booster box, is it? This is obviously some sort of like core boxed game. It does seem quite cheap at 20 quid. So maybe it is a launching product for a whole range of them. Yeah, basically, Toros, Fallout top trumps. Hang on, as David broke his resolution. Well, he hasn't bought it yet, so he's got about 20 days. I don't know how long the pre-order's up for, but maybe.
Pre-order before the 21st of December to get 10% off the usual retail price.
So this tickles your pickle, does it, mate? Do you like the look of this?
Well, you like a bit of Fallout.
Yep.
Look up here. Look up there.
So what appeals to you? Just the fact that it's a Fallout IP game, or the card thing,
it's a
or a bit of
IP
everything?
Game. Jamie, who I also work with, is also into his Fallout, so I could see us getting this. And if the playtime is short enough, a la Magic playing it at work on a lunch break.
The problem is we don't really know anything yet, do we? Because do we even know the player count? I don't think we do.
2 to 4.
Oh,
That's
it's
I do
2 to
know.
4. Okay, that's multiplayer. That could be cool. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I do like card games, as we've discussed on stream. I'm an old CCG guy. Back in the day, I played a lot of card games. I do like card format games. So, I mean, obviously, if you're going to break your no new games resolution, you may as well. It's not saying anything. Fucking hell.
No, I. The problem is this is possibly going to break the resolution.
This is going to break the resolution. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Possibly.
Oh, that's a
going to break
shout.
the resolution.
Now, if Sam put it on your Christmas list, well done, Toros. The escape hatch has opened.
If I bought a game for Spam for Christmas, would it count as a new game?
No, well, no. Spam buys it for you. Escape hatch opened, mate.
Yeah, we said this the other month with Hard War with Shakos funding it, and then I would sort things out for him. And that was quickly shut all over, so I don't see how.
Yeah, but if it's Spam,
no, Paul's Christmas present is currently sat in my kitchen.
Yeah,
It
and
turned up the other day,
and I've already got David's Christmas present, which he's already guessed. So I may as well show it off on stream. I've got nothing to lose. Luckily, I haven't wrapped it yet, so that's what David's getting from me this year. The old Carnivale World's Fair after party. Because again, as soon as I saw the pre-order, I thought, plastic models, and David owns both of the factions. Shoe in. And then the next thing I know is David's messaging me, have you seen this? I own both of the factions. And I'm like, don't buy it. Just stop.
The best is, Sam said you'd already had the discussion with her about telling her to tell me to avoid it. Well, she hadn't even seen me at that point for me to be waylaid and persuaded away from it. I'd just gone, fuck it, let's message Paul.
Yeah. Well, the other reason I told Sam is I thought, obviously, if your Sam is like my missus, she's going to be so in tune with your fucking what you're on with that she would probably buy it for you as well. So I thought I better let Sam know I've got it, otherwise you'll end up getting two of them. So that's the other reason why I let Sam know. It's not a new game. We already own a ton of Carnivale. Just calm down, everybody.
Watch last week when I was painting Carnivale.
Yes. I have Vatican and Strigoi, and David has
Doctors and Patricians.
Patricians is the one I can never remember the name of that goddamn faction. I keep wanting to say guild, but they're the worker types, aren't they?
The guild are the ones that Sam have.
Yes. So that's it for. Oh no, there's one other thing. So I didn't realise I might be a bit slow on the uptake, but Mini Wargaming have started doing one-page rules battle reports. Modifius gift card. Just thinking. Yeah, nice one. Because that would have to be spent, obviously, but it is technically a gift.
Does that get me into the convoluted region of, is this actually buying something because I'm using a gift card for it?
I don't know if this is me Wargaming sort of like backing OPR now that they've got like a two-player start set, or whether they've been doing it for a while. But I actually checked. I checked this battle report out. Go on.
Dave have a shoe in with them as well because he went over to like not Loot Studios, Titan Forge the other month after Games Expo when they were releasing this 2-player starter set and stuff.
Possibly, don't know. Again,
that may have had something to do with
I've
it. Mate.
watched a bit of their bolt action content. The thing is, it's funny how you go in phases. I used to watch a lot of battle reports 4 or 5 years, well, more than that, I guess. 6 or 7 years ago when it was.
Well, you used to watch a lot of mini war game in bat reps when 7th was a thing.
And I used to watch virtually everything that Ash did at Guerrilla Miniature Games. But I don't watch many battle reports now. Again, I suppose it's because I'm in the lucky position that I can play when I want to play pretty much. Because I have a good circle of friends and a load of terrain and that at home. And David's got play space. If we want to throw down a game, we just throw down a fucking game. So I'm not like a frustrated, no opportunity to play. I need to live vicariously through other men, sort of thing. And because of that, I don't really get into battle reports now.
You'll occasionally watch a bat rep as like part of a game review.
Yeah, or if I want to see how a particular faction or something plays, I've looked at that. There's got to be another reason for me watching the battle report other than sheer entertainment. So, for example, I watched Mountain Miniatures. They do a lot of the Warhammer variants. So they did like the Warhammer, because obviously Warhammer Fantasy Battles was being reinvented. There were loads of concurrent fixed versions and modded versions. This was before Old World really gained traction. And it was interesting to watch those bat reps and see the differences in the dynamics. And they did a lot of old versions, like they'd do like a series of 5th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles or 4th edition or whatever. And they're quite interesting because I like to see how the game mechanics have changed or how the things are a bit different. But to come back to this, I mean, for a start, it's a full game, 40 minutes end to end, which is like fucking yes, please, with not an awful lot of editing. The only thing is, I was not very impressed with the miniatures in this, particularly the robot legions. The human defense force, or whatever they are, the Imperial Guard clones, they looked cool. But the Necron copies, the robot legions, didn't really like the models or the way they'd been painted. So not exactly a feast for the eyes. But again,
they're a very Egyptian themed faction.
But I tell you what, it did make me think I need to play some more fucking OPR. We're talking about this resurrecting 40k thing, but OPR is a good system. It's quick. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's got enough depth to it without it being frustrating. I really need to find...
I think the biggest annoyance is just the lore front.
Yeah, but...
everything feels a bit samey, particularly for, like, Space Marines.
Well, just do the 40k lore. It's like... You should do a Battle Brothers list with your salamanders, and we should try a game just to see what you think of it. Because I think it's got potential.
Yeah, but I didn't like Age of Fantasy.
No, you didn't. But that, I don't think you should prejudge Grimdark on the basis of Age of Fantasy. I mean, I did like Age of Fantasy, but then it was either that or play Age of Sigmar, which was fucking crap. That was in 3rd edition, I think, when he had all the bloody monster phase and the command phase and the fucking hero abilities and the, oh my god, it was just shit. But yeah, as I say, looking at this has made me think we need to try this game or get some 40k to the table. I want to play with my 40k models again and not feel fucking depressed. Because I watched this video, then immediately went to Wikipedia and thought, have I been harsh? And then I immediately decided, no, I haven't been harsh. This is just making my nose bleed reading all this Necron shit when they've got faction rules and fucking army rules and enhancements and fuck off. It was just bollocks, total bollocks. So yeah, that's it for the news.
No, there isn't. There's one final article in the news that feeds strongly into tonight's topic.
Well, there are sort of two, aren't there?
Was there two? I thought there was one.
Yeah, let's talk about the one that you're alluding to, I think. So so this, we are now, with 5 minutes to go, segueing nicely into the main topic. So on Tabletop, I've covered this. There is a company called Slytherin Games that are doing a bolt action digital game. Now then, it appears to me that this is going to be a tabletop simulator style reproduction of the actual bolt action play experience, but with digital assets instead of obviously real physical plastic assets. I'm assuming because it's like a custom platform or a whole game system that there will be automation of all of the randomization. So for those of you who don't know, Tabletop Simulator is exactly what it says on the tin. It literally allows you to import 3D digital models, put them on a flat surface, move them around with your mouse, and then you need to roll dice to reproduce the other elements of your war game. There is no automation, there is no scripted behavior. Everything is done manually, okay? So I'm assuming this is going to be the next step up, where you click on your unit, click on the target, press attack, and then it does the RNG and works out the wounds and the damage and the pins and all that stuff. So what do you think? What do you feel about this, mate?
Well, they have already, in a similar vein to this, commented that when you're building your armies, you get to paint them virtually in a style you want.
Okay.
As well. That has already been mentioned. So, like you say, I think very much it's taking that aspect of it from some of the pre-release like trailer and videos that we've seen. We have animated figures between instances. But then, like, when the unit is stationary, as indicated there, we've got bases and stuff as well.
There is a little video here up on the Steam page. I will play this while David talks. Carry on, mate.
I think, all in all, this is going to sell well, be quite good. Again, the tables and the designs are very a la bolt action. Again, I think this possibly is a lot of food for bolt action and going forwards as well, because if we've got campaigns and bits and pieces in here, can you imagine if they've digitized certain campaigns? I know obviously there's a lot to be said about doing what you and Ricky are doing right now, which is doing all of the collecting, doing all of the scenario building and everything else for the faction. But say you've got like a niche interest in British paras and in Italy and what happened there, but you don't want to collect both armies, you can actually now live this out digitally on the tabletop kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you see here? Look, Cheese Me says Valorant Victory already has a digital version. Is that in this? I'm going to Google that quickly. Is that in the same vein, Cheese Me, where it's like the bolt action one, where it's like a tabletop with built-in scripted behavior? What's going on with that, man? Valorant Victory. Oh. Because now,
Pull it up.
correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Valorant Victory, isn't this Firelock Games World War One? Or am I wrong? What is this? World War Two squad level game. Oh,
proper
hang
hex
on.
and counter game.
This is something completely different. What was the one I'm thinking of? A different one. Right. Yeah. This, okay, I get you. Funnily enough, this is the kind of thing we were going to be talking about tonight, Cheese Me. You've sort of like, you've immediately jumped
read the
into the
writing on the wall.
headspace that we were in. So yeah, this is more I would call this a digital adaptation of a board game. And as I say, we're going to talk about that. The other thing that I want to mention before we get into the weeds and the main topic. So this is the game. This is the video that made me think about tonight's topic. This is a video by a guy called Legendary Drops on YouTube. He is essentially a computer game news guy. So he covers the AAA gaming sector, new releases, the state of computer gaming, etc. This video is about one of the biggest memory chip companies out there is pulling out of the retail sector and no longer selling computer memory to the public, because they're going to basically funnel all of their production, research and resources into the AI data center sector. Now, without getting too into the weeds, because we're not a computer game channel, the gist of this guy's take is that computer gaming is already under a massive amount of pressure, in that the birth of AI is sucking a huge amount of hardware resource out of the market. As Cheese Me has said, the cost of computer components, chips, graphic CPUs, even CPUs, any chip-based product for digital gaming is insanely expensive, and this is going to make it worse. His sort of like doom-laden apocalypse video essentially sets out a scenario where his prediction is that if things carry on this way, a lot of computer gaming is going to collapse. A lot of studios are going to go under, because the cost of developing, producing and marketing computer
They're not
games
really having a market.
is going to be ramped up, because development machines are going to be preposterously expensive. Servers are going to be preposterously expensive for online games. Plus, as David said, the actual hardware for the home user is going to be preposterously expensive. So it's like, have I got $6,000 to spend on my gaming PC? possibly not. So his thought process is that the gaming sector, computer gaming sector, could take a sharp downturn in terms of super graphics, AAA system intensive titles, and go down a route of retro gaming renaissance, independent publishers that make very small, tightly coded games that are very
8-bit graphics, stuff like
yeah,
that.
just and this made me think. I thought, we've got the bolt action scenario where we've got a war game transitioning into a digital product, and we've got a potential crunch coming with digital gaming in general.
Yep.
Is this an opportunity for tabletop or analog gaming to explode? Because there is, as Cheeseme's already alluded to, there is already a huge market in digital or app-driven versions of existing board games. This is really a common thing. I mean, I just did a search.
Everdell.
I just did a search and picked up. I just highlighted a few. So, where was it? Pandemic, the board game.
Yeah.
Gloomhaven, digital version. You can get apps to play, like you say, Everdell, Scythe. All of the big titles in board gaming are available as digital products. So there is an awareness in the digital space of the analog style games. You see, this is the thing. Cheeseme says the people who play these games are not the people who play tabletop games, for vice versa. We get a lot of this as a result of the event. Stay indoor. Yeah, I agree, mate. But here's the thing, right? If you're into computer gaming and you're aware of these things, you see them on the Steam store and you look at them and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you see, oh, this is a bit weird. This is like a digital board game. When people start to get pinched in the digital space, are they going to want to step outside and say, well, why don't we just do the non-digital gaming? I mean,
Yeah,
I think Crispin has already sort of like said, nah, I don't think Crispin thinks that it's going to be a thing. I don't know if it's going to be a thing, but I did think, ooh, could it be an opportunity?
Well, again, right, there's an argument here as well. So
you chat to the peepees for a
look
second.
at the bolt action game that's currently in dev. So the bolt action game that is currently in dev looks to be a recreation of bolt action. They didn't need to cannibalize the audience and or wargaming sector, because they could have taken a more command and conquer, top down squad level approach to this particular game. They're just levering on the history of bolt action and levering on the reputation it has. I mean, Crispin's just come in here and said about GW. GW licensing the 40k license to game studios to create a new Dawn of War or fucking whatever is what it is. It's always going to happen. GW will always shill to the fucking get every last penny and milk that golden cow. the problem with it is Dawn of War and several of the Vermintide and the other shit that has the GWIP license doesn't play like any GW game I know. They've got the element of it there, of it set in Necromunda or Mordheim or whatever, but it doesn't ever play even similar to anything.
Does
in
anybody
my
know,
opinion.
was the digital version of Mordheim turn-based? So was Mordheim a simulation of the tabletop game, or was it a different? Because to come in on this conversation, I think one of the things that might be being lost, Crispin, is that David and I were talking about this. That was exactly what we were saying, Cheese Me, right? So take Space Marine, right? So Space Marine, the Games Workshop licensed first-person shooter, is never going to be a tabletop experience because it's a first-person shooter. All it is an IP skinned first-person shooter. It is a digital game format. You can't translate it to a non-digital variant that I can think of without it being possibly a solo experience and a bit shit. You've also got you've got a group of products in the digital space that are essentially IPs stuck on classic computer game designs. Okay? Like
Yes.
David was just saying about Dawn of War is Command and Conquer 40k. Okay? But Bolt Action is a recreation of the tabletop game by design and by inspiration. It seems a very different proposition. Do you get what I'm saying? Crispin says, do either of you and David own one of the GW video games? Well, here's one I own, Blood Bowl. And what is Blood Bowl? It's a digital recreation of the Blood Bowl board game. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I also own the Warhammer Total War games. Now, they're a bit more than a recreation of Warhammer Fantasy Battles because they've got the whole campaign mode, the politics. They are very much,
and everything.
Yeah, they're very much a massive expand. They do have the potential to have the turn-based Warhammer Fantasy Battles game embedded within them after a fashion. I tried it. It didn't really appeal to me because I didn't realize that so much of the game was the politics meta and the map building and all that, and the sort of I just wanted to focus in on the battlefield stuff, but it's not a big enough part of the game for it to engage me.
Because it's such a because you need to generate your taxes and build your economy to build your army.
Yes. And for that reason, I sort of bounced off them, because I didn't want that component of the game.
But what I want to say is what not my stinking cheese has just said here. They'd be just as well placed doing it as like a Band of Brothers game. Base it on like a movie franchise or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Picking the Bolt Action title and doing a deliberate reskin. Again, Medal of Honor, first-person shooter, etc. I'm 99% sure I have seen on my travels historically a top-down squad level game for World War II that would be similar in vein to
like Command and Conquer World War II.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because that would be my question.
Vein.
Why? And I genuinely don't know the answer to this.
Because again, they've even taken it in a real aesthetic direction, haven't they? including the fucking bases on the miniatures and
So
that kind of
Crispin
stuff.
says try Brothers in Arms. That's presumably a computer game, Crispin, is it? Let me just have a quick look here.
I'll be with you in a minute. I'm just trying to paint. Not work. And
Brothers in
it's not
Arms
going well.
computer game? Mr. Google?
Probably. Mr.
Okay.
Google.
Brothers in Arms video game series. Yeah, that's Wikipedia. That doesn't show me. Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. Oh, yes. So this looks like this is it, isn't it? This is Command and Conquer World War II, is it? By Ubisoft. Or is this...
No, it's
No,
by
this
Ubisoft.
is... Okay, right. So this is... Okay, so let's share this for everybody at home.
Yeah,
So
this is very.
this
Brothers in
is
Arms
like
Hell's Highway is very much
squad-based
first-person
first-person shooter, isn't it? It's first-person shooter with a
Yeah.
level of squad. There was a modern-day one, wasn't it, based on Tom Clancy's properties? I
Yeah, I
seem to
think so.
remember having it on my Xbox 360 donkeys years ago. Yeah, Fireteam. That was the phrase I was looking for. Yeah. So it's-
Apparently, Company of Heroes 2 is that sort of top
Oh,
down
it's
approach.
okay. So they've done both types. Ghost Recon. Thanks, Cheese Me. Yeah. Didn't they have like a Fireteam based one, or am I just imagining that? I'll be honest. These sort of first-person games, I've never liked them. I've never been any good at them. I don't really. The only first-person games I ever really enjoyed, nobody will know what I'm on about, but they were the Underworld adventures on the PC back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. From Ultima, I think it was. And they were like a hack and slash with a first-person view. Ultima Underworlds, that's it.
Um,
1 and
what's
2,
it
I think it
called?
was. Those were quite cool, but I don't really do.
Company of Heroes 2 is like that top down, and then there's
Okay.
also one that I've played historically, which is Battle Station Specific. So, Battle Station Specific is more focused on squads of fighters, bombers, ships, etc., as a top down approach
Close Combat
from
series.
the.
I'll Google that. You keep talking.
Which again is more a la, what's it called? Released in 2009 by Square Enix.
Ooh. Oh, yes. So this is. Oh, yeah. Don't give me any screenshots, will you, you piece of shit? Okay. Right. Okay. Let's share this. So this is Close Combat Tauros. This is what David's talking about, isn't it? Top down, Command and Conquer-esque. So it's
Yeah.
basically something that's been done to death. So do we
And
think... Go on.
I think this is the closest you can probably get to playing a tabletop war game digitally and virtually without it being a lift and reskin, a la Blood Bowl, a la this new Bolt action game.
But my question is
It's-
this, right? The guys who are designing this bolt action game have deliberately chosen to mimic or copy the aesthetics and feel of a tabletop wargame experience rather than do what 1,000 companies have already done, which is reinvent the, what do you call them, RTS, real-time strategy.
Real-time strategy, yeah.
So rather than reskinning a standard RTS model with whatever you want, World War II or whatever, they've decided to actually try to recreate that board game, that tabletop aesthetic. Why? Why have they chosen to do that? uh, so you're saying that the guys who are copying the bolt action model are doing it because it's to do with resources? Is that really? Do you think it would be any less? Do you think it's any easier to code rather than just do what other people
I
have
suppose
done?
you've got 90% of it in the background because then you're just dumbing it down to like fucking roll d6 per per model, etc. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And building out that. So there's an element of, well, that's a gross oversimplification, maybe, David.
This is a contentious topic. Cheese me saying they don't have the experience. Look at the games they've done, and Toros says Slithering have done some great games in the past. So we got some difference of opinion here. I love it. It's all getting a bit content. There's
Well,
fist flying in the chat.
Well, we said there was going to be a war.
I
We
do
didn't say
think
where the
that
war
I
was.
mean, Damon's argument is not invalid. I mean, it's got legs. That they said everybody's done the World War II Command and Conquer. It's been done to death over the last 20 years. Everybody's done one. But let's just do it because it's a gimmick. Everybody's standing on the little round bases and sort of like, you know, the slightly janky animation as they march off like some sort of animated mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
Damon might be onto something. Is it a marketing gimmick? Are they just basically saying, yeah, we can reproduce that and it'll look a bit weird and people won't, or is it that they deliberately want to create a connection to tabletop gaming? Is that because, yeah, that's Tauros is already where I'm going. Warlord said to them, why, yeah, use our name, whatever, but we want you to put elements in it that connect it back to our, you know, our property
RIP,
or
our
our IP,
world.
if you like,
Yeah.
for whatever IP you can have on a World War II game. There, I mean that is also a fucking good shout. Because the thing is, we talked about tabletop
Well,
IPs
right.
transferring to the digital space, but like we talked about, mate, it's gone the other way as well, hasn't it?
Well, I was just about to say we've spoken a lot for the last 20 minutes about tabletop coming to the digital space.
Yep.
Of these board games that we play at that are reskins and that kind of thing. I mean, again, Voidfall that I was commenting on recently, somebody has basically taken the tabletop game and coded it into a fucking web page to play at home, because obviously playing the actual game and getting the actual game out may give you a migraine. But there are games that have gone from tabletop to, or not from tabletop, from
digital
digital to tabletop. So the biggest studio I can think of doing this is Modifius,
Yeah.
boys and girls.
Yeah.
Modifius
StarCraft.
have
Apparently,
got.
StarCraft is coming as well. Who's doing StarCraft, Toros? Just put it in the chat while David's talking. Carry on, mate. Sorry.
Modifius have got Elder Scrolls, Fallout Wasteland Warfare, Fallout Factions, role-playing games for all of these. There's another one that I can't think of right now that I think they've got as well. Can't remember the other fucker.
What, the
Help
other
me, Paul.
Modifius one?
Yeah, the other Modiphius that's lifted. I'm going to go to Modiphius' website.
Archaon, Polish company. Okay, mate.
Doom Arena board game
Is that Modiphius?
is the other. Doom is Modiphius. I knew I'd seen it somewhere on the website.
Yeah, you're right. Doom Arena, Modiphius. Just when I was
all of
saying you
the
can't do a first-person shooter as a board game, well, as a miniatures game, wrong. Apparently,
and each of them take their own creative spin on elements, don't they?
yeah.
So Fallout, by the numbers, is very much an RPG.
Steamforged are doing
Very...
StarCraft question mark.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Although, to be fair, they're quite... Modiphius are quite a broad church. I mean, look at them. They've got Cohorts Cthulhu, Hard War. They're not... I mean, they are... I agree, they've got a couple of big franchises, but they're not putting all of their eggs in that basket, are they, Cheese Me?
No.
Archon, yeah. Okay, I know who you mean, Taros.
And this is the thing. There has to be some allowances made. Anybody know of a certain game by Triton Noir that I'm going to get roasted in the comments for?
You mean this one?
Assassin's Creed.
What about
Brotherhood
Assassin's
of Venice.
Creed?
The board game.
Oh, what about it?
This is a RPG game.
The thing is, this is where it gets really convoluted, doesn't it? Because you've got...
Yeah.
Because this is something we talked about. When you've got...
not the stinky cheese. That was much appreciated. I love the fact that the hashtag is too long for the side window.
Yeah. I'll have to shrink the font. When you transfer a digital IP to the tabletop, often, and I can't
allowances have to be made.
Well,
don't they?
The core gaming experience has to change, doesn't it? So if you think of Assassin's Creed by Triton Noir has little or no connection to the core gaming experience of the video game, which is a solitary solo affair that it doesn't... They've tried to keep as many of the elements. It's mission based, but it's multiplayer. It's less reliant on stealth than combat.
The courtyards are there.
We may have just lost connection. I've had a warning that OBS has disconnected.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're still live for me.
That was a bit scary. Don't know what that was. I do hope we didn't lose you guys.
But Assassin's Creed, when it came to the tabletop, they've kept elements of Venice there. The canal sections, the plazas, the towers to go and look at and synchronize and look at the maps, etc. Those elements are still there.
I'm going to stick these on this building. Carry on.
Bad elements of this particular game conversion come from the management of the book and the scenario with all of the little envelopes. It's not easy.
No, not.
And secondly, the breaking stealth. We have mentioned on this channel multiple times that the AI alarm system in AC Brotherhood of Venice, the board game, is crippling and brutal.
Yeah.
It very often is virtually impossible to turn it the fuck off.
Yes. There is literally, certainly at the level we're at, which is about mission 5 or 6, there are a couple of event cards or a couple of upgrade cards that you can find which allow you to turn off the alarm state and calm everything the fuck down, which compared to the video game is really, it's a way
Because again,
easier to do.
video game, very much you end up in a bad fight. It's like, right, I'm just going to go do a parkour run across the roofs and just hope that nobody follows me, find a little hidey spot and sit in it for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and let everything calm the shit down. Well, although you can hide in the board game, it doesn't calm anything down. It doesn't reset the alarm.
No.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Cheeseme. We're not necessarily advocating here that tabletop games should be clones of computer games. All that we're doing is we're talking. For a long time, there has been cross-pollination between tabletop and the digital space. There have
Well,
been.
again,
Um,
let's just go to my favourite game of all time that's up here, boys and girls.
Snakes and Ladders.
Fallout.
All right.
Fallout. You pretty much play Fallout as a survivor. You've wandered out of a vault, you've role played, and you work your way through the main story and all of the fucking side quests, etc.
Yeah.
You come across and stumble across all of these factions in the Wasteland, in all of the different games of the Enclave, the NCR, Caesar's Legion, Raiders,
Brotherhood
the
of Steel.
Institute, the Railroad. All of this is around in the background. But short of nicking gear and cosplaying as one, or playing through the particular storylines for a certain faction, or ending up with a certain game ending in New Vegas, because you've picked the faction you're aligning with, you don't get the same experience as like Wasteland Warfare.
No.
Because Wasteland Warfare, you're building your faction of NCR or Caesar's Legion or whatever, and very much
It's basically
scenario.
It's basically a skirmish war game with the Fallout skin, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Was very much they have flavorful books with scenarios in for you to play through. So like the one we played the other week online was Raiders at the bottling plant. So the Raiders are coming in and taking over, and basically it's themed as this is Raiders versus the entire rest of the Wasteland. So if one of your friends is collecting Raiders and you're collecting anything else, you can play this series of scenarios and work through them in like a narrative story arc.
Yeah.
But because the skin is so thin on it, the miniatures are very in keeping. The crit mechanic is very in keeping with how it builds up, then you use it and it refreshes, and then you build it up again with like you do in the computer game with VATs.
Yeah.
Those elements are in keeping with
That's a
the
good
computer
shout,
game.
Actually. I hadn't even picked up on that when we played it.
Everything else is sort of had creative license and free reign to do what it is, and it is probably, out of all the adaptation games we have played, the one that is best and closest to the OG game. I don't know how you feel about that, Paul.
I'll be honest, mate, I can't really comment because I don't know the Fallout franchise as well as you. I've literally only played Vegas, and I've never like completed it or played it for more than like 10 hours. Do you know?
Yeah, whereas I've played Vegas twice, completed it twice.
Yeah. So
sunk easily over 100 hours into 4 and never completed it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I would have to defer to you because you have more knowledge of the actual core.
Well, again,
computer game
there's
franchise.
loads of it happening. We've just mentioned the Doom board game. I know there's a Mass Effect board game that's come from Titan Forge, I believe.
Yeah.
There's there's loads of this crossover and cross pollination happening both ways at the moment, for good or for bad. I mean, again, shall we just mention the Kickstarter that you backed recently?
Yeah, Tomb Raider. Yeah. I didn't actually
You
get that one
completely
up.
forgot about that fucker, hadn't you?
Yeah. Again, though, like, let me put here Tomb Raider board game. Crypt of Kronos. Yeah, so this is it. Because this is not even the first Tomb Raider board game. There was another one a few years ago. Admittedly, I don't think it was particularly good. But, you see, again, this falls into the category of a board game with an IP stitched onto it. I don't think
Yes.
it doesn't represent the actual play style and feel of the Tomb Raider computer games for me. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be good, and that's why I backed it, because I think it's going to be a cool game. But it isn't Tomb Raider the computer game as a board game. But again, like, one of the things that's interesting to me is if there is an appetite in this digital space for, well, I guess there's a question there because I don't really know the answer. Is there an appetite in the digital gaming space for games that simulate analog gaming? I mean, I'm thinking about the Magic client.
Yeah,
Again,
Arena.
Again, although there is a lot of script-driven interaction, it is still cards played onto a tabletop. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know entirely what you mean.
Are the people who are playing these games, are these just basically people from our hobby who had just got like one toe in the digital realm as well, or are saying, well, I play computer games and these are quite cool? Or
Would you like
these
me to
games
tell?
have a broader appeal to people who will not or don't want a tabletop experience? That's my
Would you like me?
question.
Would you like me to tell you the one reason I started playing Arena?
Yeah,
It was free to play.
yeah,
I could draft without having to pay for drafts if I wait for the event to come up.
right.
I can collect the cards without having to pay the exorbitant fees for breaking boosters or buying singles. I can convert my playtime into wild cards to build the deck that I wanted to build. All stuff that is doable, but again, because Magic suffers from the GWism of so much shifting sand, standard rotates, it's never stable, it moves away constantly. Do you know what I mean? What was the point in investing any money into collecting those standard cards if they're not going to be overly useful in 6 months, 12 months' time?
So you're saying the appeal for you of the Magic Online was it was a cheap way to recreate some of that experience that would actually be quite financially punishing to do in the
Yes.
real
And
world.
not the stinky cheese hits the nail on the head here. The convenience of that collection and building my deck hobby aspect that you don't have to go through IRL, you don't have to buy your card sleeves and your, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
the
I
singletons you're
do.
missing, you
Yeah.
just
Because to be fair, like the digital version of Bolt Action, even if there is some element of in-game purchasing where you have to buy individual tanks or you have to expand your collection of models, 3D models to build armies with.
Yeah.
Even if they build that into the game, potentially that's still way cheaper than the physical hobby, isn't it?
Yeah, well, again,
Sorry.
if you have a microtransaction purchase of here's 20 quid, but it buys you this campaign set, and while we're also at it, it will allow you to build an American versus Japanese army,
I'll be
and it's
brutally
30
honest. If you
quid or
think
whatever. Do you know what?
if
Do you know
you
what I mean?
think
It's
that
like,
they haven't already thought of this, I think you're wrong. I think that David is spot on that when this game releases, there will be like it'll be 60 or 70 quid, and then for 20 quid you can have the Stalingrad campaign series. For another 20 odd quid you can have your D-Day campaign series.
look at Total War. Look at the 3 Total War Warhammers that we've got.
Well,
We
look at all
have
the
the
other
core.
Total Wars.
Well, let's just look at Warhammer here, because Warhammer is the closest across, ignoring the historicals for
Yeah.
starters. We've got the 3 core games, and then we have all of the extra expansions for those games that unlock extra factions or unlock extra scenarios, etc., and that kind of thing.
Yeah, they've got characters, individual characters, campaigns, extra
You then
races.
have the entire historical thing, and I think the only thing that they've done recently with the latest one, which is Pharaoh, and this is fucking hats off to Creative Assembly, they refunded everybody that had the DLCs for Pharaoh and basically incorporated it into base game, I believe, from memory.
I mean, it looks like there's quite a lot of upgrades for the Three Kingdoms one.
Yes.
I mean, there's 6 fucking expansions here on this DLC page for that.
Yes, Total War 3 Medieval is coming. I did see that last week. I'm umming and ahhing about which Total War to get, because I was having this conversation with you the other day, wasn't I?
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, Cheese Me says that he likes to play video games because they are complete. I think the problem, Cheese Me, is that I agree. One of the things I always liked about a video game was you just buy it and then you're done and you play it and it is what it is and it's self-contained. But that's gone.
It's not full of like these what are referred to as microtransactions,
Yeah, but
isn't it?
even if they're not necessarily microtransactions, but there are DLCs that are actually substantial game expansions, that is modern gaming. Is that? I don't think there is really any developer now. I mean, obviously, small indie developers who are like a team of 2 or 3 people who are just doing something and they just don't have the resources to constantly keep going back and farming a successful product. But the rest of it, you know, even AA titles, everybody's got the one eye on, well, yeah, we can sell them this, but then there's this, and then there's this.
Can I just kick Not the Stinky Cheese a minute, please? Because Not the Stinky Cheese here has gone fuck modern gaming with obviously its core release schedule and expansion packs.
Yeah. This whole model.
Can you, while you're on your internet tab, please navigate to Osprey Games and to Frostgrave, please, sir?
I'll be honest, I was gonna make exactly the same point. I don't actually find this offensive, although I grew up with the same as Cheese Me, where like you buy your PlayStation game and there's the disc and that is it. War games aren't like that, are they? We buy core rules, we buy a faction box, we buy some extra models, we buy a campaign book. They've always been a fucking microtransaction affair, yeah? Admittedly, they are real assets, not digital ones, although a lot of the text ones, yeah. So I don't
Then again, that's
find
not me throwing Joseph McCullough under a bus there, because I do love his games. They
looked
are
like
good
it.
games. But yes, Joseph, you are now basically the equivalent of EA selling a half-finished game. So I said my piece.
The thing is, it gets complicated, Cheese Me, because with physical war games.
No, Cheese Me. No, look at Armada.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah. With physical war games, we've already said that the cost of doing something in the real world is way more expensive than the digital world. Both in terms of time investment, money.
Again, all these models have got to have tooling, unless you take the fucking Steam Forged approach and you're 3D printing the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
But then you've still got to spend time on the assets, etc., to sculpt and do the assets for 3D printing. So
What I
there
was
is still
going to
an
say
investment
was,
there.
because the way I look at it is like this: is that the rules, if you like, to a war game, I consider them to be like the patch, the mechanics within a digital game. And if there are issues, you can just patch it. So like, okay, in Dawn of War, this strategy is broken and this unit is just way overpowered. Just patch it so it does less damage, or is more fragile, or takes more resources to produce, or whatever. That for me is sort of the equivalent of rules in wargaming.
Yeah,
And
a rules update or an errata.
and I think that for war games, all companies should be looking to profit from the physical assets, but let the underlying structure and framework be free as much as possible. Now,
Yeah, let the patches and card updates slide for free
yeah,
online.
I do give. I dislike digital rules, Cheese Me, and I like physical books, but I will admit that I would rather a game have a digital rule set or a digital format for its unit rules or balance factors than not. Because I would rather play a game that is being refined and worked on and improved, rather than having it set in stone and then me have to patch it myself. I do, however, accept that you have to make allowances for the smaller independent guy like Mike Hutchinson, who basically the only marketable asset he has is his rule books. So he has to make them like the chargeable element. I get it. And as long as the person who's doing that game sets the price bar somewhere I consider reasonable, which might be a personal thing, and I guess everybody's going to be different. Some people will balk at paying more than £5 for a rule set, and some people will be like, 40 quid for a good book? Yeah, no, that's fine. And I guess I do get that is going to be very much a unique, an individual thing. I get that.
Yes.
I know what you're saying, Cheese Me, but or not the Stinky Cheese, to use the new YouTube name, which I probably should start doing to not confuse everybody who's watching this and isn't a regular. Balance, make it good at release. Yeah, but even the best designer's gonna fuck something up, particularly in war games. I mean,
if you make it good at release, you only have the models. Look at TT Combat being a prime example with Carnivale. we'd have a Carnivale rulebook, and we'd have, what, 3 or 4 unit boxes for the factions. We wouldn't have all the extra shit
Yeah.
that they keep adding. We wouldn't have super heavies for Drop Zone Commander and other bits and pieces, because if we had it just as it was on the day of release,
Yeah.
well, boo-hoo, sucks to be you. We hadn't thought about that and milking you for that at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
You've got 6 models, be fucking happy with it and stop crying.
Yeah. Jeez, we say so we would have a finished game. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here's a thing. Here's a thing, right? One of the issues I have with Games Workshop is the corporate model. Because
Yes.
as soon as you've got a corporate behemoth that is so driven by its financial performance, it puts a lot of perverse incentives into the design process and the marketing process that
Well,
I
again, it's
personally
very
find frustrating. I
very
mean,
much. Well, we're just going to release this new book for this new faction, but we haven't really been bothered to fucking play test it properly. Anybody remember Leagues of Votan? So, by the way, this Leagues of Votan codex you've already got has erratas in it, but we can't be asked to sort it out for you, so we're just going to print it and put it online.
yeah, I wasn't, to be fair, that sort of like design cock up and balance thing. Look at Gaslands, right? We've played a fair bit of Gaslands, and now that we've seen that Mike has done revised rules, free online, admittedly, to allow audience votes to work differently and the wipeout rule to work differently, those mods improve the game. Definitely.
Yes.
But that's the thing that I the thing that pisses me off about Games Workshop is the edition churn. It's like I would prefer a bit like Warlord with Bolt Action, right? They do an edition for Bolt Action, then they focus on creating new units, new armies, new campaign books. They just build the product into
Supplemental content,
yeah.
I think, is the word you're looking for.
And then at some point they say, look, it's been what, fucking nearly 10 years. The rule set could do with tightening up. We've got so many fucking supplements with extra rules for night fighting and snow combat and fog or whatever. Why don't we just redo the core rulebook, tweak some things, tidy some bits up, and then incorporate a lot of this optional shit that's in 15 different... That sort of design process that is measured and done on the basis of assessed need rather than financial imperative, I am a lot more comfortable with as a consumer. A lot more comfortable with.
Joseph's tweaks for 2nd edition Frostgrave were very much, well, things are being abused by certain members of the community, so we're going to fix that.
Yeah.
We're going to tighten up some bits and pieces, and because you've had this for like 5-6 years at this point, you've probably played a fair few games, so let's give you 10 new scenarios to fucking have at.
Yeah. And again, brilliant example, because I'm hoping I'm correct in this assessment, Joseph makes his money from me buying 15 or 16 Frostgrave supplement books at 10 to 15 quid a throw. That's where he makes his money each year, by slapping me in the face with a whole new campaign, new monsters, spells, magic items, and not, oh, it's been 3 years, I need a new Frostgrave edition. It's like, no, Joseph, you don't. You need a new edition when you need a new edition, and you'll know when you need a new edition. You'll just feel it in your bones. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
look at the Advanced Magic supplement, the latest hardcover supplement from them. He could have easily used that as an excuse to go to 3rd edition. Oh, well, I want to add more nuance to spell casting. I want wizards to be able to enhance or flavour their spells. So I'm going to issue Frostgrave 3rd edition, and I'm going to include all the advanced magic into that. He didn't. He just said, there's nothing wrong with the core experience, and I'm just going to stick this on as another release. That is brilliant. Games Workshop saying, oh, it's been 3 years, got to do it all again. We got to start the wheel again.
Well, correction, Paul. It's been 3 years for the Golden Child. We've got to start again. Necromunda, we will happily release books until the end of time, so it's convoluted and complicated as fuck for you to run your game. Have at that with what you will.
I'm going to leap to Games Workshop's defence uncharacteristically and say, but that's precisely the way that it should be done. Necromunda became a bloated mess because they just spewed so much content out, it was impossible to track it, balance it, and make the game work. And people had to have so much shit that was out of print to get the full experience. That is when you say, whoa, reset, we need a new edition. This is ridiculous. Not,
yes,
oh, it's time, start again. We've got a bit off topic, but what does everybody, for me, there are two things. Is the digital crunch going to impact our hobby? What does everybody think? And this is where you can get in the comments below if you're not watching us live and you're catching us later on YouTube. Or is the sort of like the digital analog table crossover with the sharing of IPs and those few games that bridge the gap, are those always going to be outliers? There's always going to be digital gaming over there, wall tabletop gaming over there, and then this little fringe of people like tabletop gamers who play the odd computer game and computer game players who dabble with these tabletop simulation games. Or am I been have I been sucking on the crack pipe if I think, do you know what, if digital gaming really starts to become throttled, will people look for new experiences based on the fact that they've been exposed to tabletop simulations? Might they say, do you know what, I'm going to give this real world shit a try? Everybody's saying no. Yeah. Because the other issue is this, isn't it? Every single digital tabletop clone simulation, and bolt action will be the same, there will be AI in it. You will not need another human being. Stink Cheese says, not the Stink Cheese says, it's not going to have an impact. Different audiences, different needs. There may be a few that cross over as they discover new interests, but it's unlikely to ever reach the Disney. Yeah, you're probably right. You are probably right. I am fucking sucking on the crack pipe. Crossovers will only be a fringe aspect, Damon says, of both hobbies. Yeah. Sadly, you're probably right. But for a moment, I did get excited.
I think part of the reason being, both cannibalize so heavily on the one thing we say repeatedly about on this channel. Both cannibalize so heavily on your time. yes, booting your PC up is quicker and easier than sitting down, painting some miniatures, etc.
Yeah.
You can easily sink 2 hours into a computer game, save it, quit it, fuck off, and go do something else.
The other
If you're
thing
2
is,
hours into a Carnivale Chroma build, you're at the stage of you're waiting for stuff to dry, you can probably get up and leave. But if you're not waiting for stuff to dry and you're just doing that final position, and you can't just leave it at that particular time if the missus or the family need you.
yeah.
Whereas computer game is very much save and go, save and go.
Yeah, and also the other thing that happens with the computer game experience is like even being generous, well, even being the opposite of generous, even being pessimistic, 85 to 90% of your time is gameplay.
Yes.
Whereas with a tabletop hobby, you're nowhere near that, are you? You know, once you, I mean, even let's say that you're a whale with more money than sense, you buy your armies pre-built and pre-painted off eBay, you're still going to be spending time planning a list, finding an opponent, working out what you're going to
Putting
do
it
for
into
terrain.
a story solution to get to club.
Correct. You know, you're not looking at anything like the fucking gameplay return from the time investment, are you? 50%, 60% gameplay time versus lost time
And that's if you
preparing.
buy everything pre-done.
Yeah.
If you don't buy everything pre-done, you're probably at
10.
25%.
Yeah, exactly. So like 90% prep, 10% play. That's the more realistic thing. That's always going to be a massive obstacle. And that's where digital
Right,
will always win, isn't it?
can we come down to my desk cam, please?
If we must.
Well, I've been an efficient little bee.
Have you?
I have.
Nice. I do like
I've
that
got
orange yellow
the
colour.
metals done. I've got
Yeah,
the
looking
patent
good.
leather armor done. I've got the bamboo like tatami mats. The roping picked out as well. I've gone for the like a phosphor bronze
I
for some
love
of
the colour
the
palette on those.
detailing.
That is one of the nicest colour palette selections you've ever done for a warband.
So the only thing I've got left to do, boys and girls, is hair. And I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to do like a pale, very pale grey.
Well, if you're following the Japanese aesthetic, black.
That's
they
what I'm
do,
thinking, but I have got that patent leather, black patent leather armor
because
going up onto
obviously
the
um,
sides.
all ethnic Japanese naturally have black hair. I
And then I've got
believe.
this wolfy boy to do. Pick his tongue out. And do his
But
mane.
again, it depends how hard you want to lean into that Oriental aesthetic, doesn't it?
Yeah. But once the hair's done, it's then just a case of I've got the bone to pick out on the hafts of the weapon.
Tell you what,
because
that
all the
teal
weapon
hood
hafts are
on
made
that
from
one is
bone.
amazing. It's such a nice detail that leaps out.
Well, again, most of them have like a teal panel in at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just that he doesn't have any cape at the bottom to do it
No.
on, so we did it on his hood.
It works really well though.
This wolf guy is the only guy I couldn't get that teal into.
Could you do a glow
Because he's got
effect on his eyes?
possibly.
Not, I
But
mean,
yeah.
again, you don't want to crowbar it in. It doesn't have to be.
No, then that's what I
forced.
mean. That's what I'm going for. I've just got to wash like the mats, the stringing, the teal, etc. Do the hair, and then these guys are basically done. So then I will have 2 finished warbands for Warcry ready for Monday.
Yeah, because you've already done the corny, chaosy dudes, haven't you?
Yeah, did these ages ago.
They do look cool. So we're all ready to go for Monday then. We just need to sort some terrain out.
Oh, we don't need to sort terrain out.
You
Because
got
I've
it
got
all
the terrain. It's just not
painted.
Just some of it's painted, some of it's not.
It doesn't matter, mate. As long as it's all assembled.
Hang on a minute. Let me lean out a shot a minute. Like that rock is done. That is gorgeous. I've just got to do the tree and stuff on it.
Yeah. That's really nice colouring actually on that. It's like a blue grey with a dark sand dry brush type thing.
It's a greeny grey and a dry brush over it.
It's nice.
Which is what I'm doing for all of the stonework, and then obviously I've got the trees to pick out and some rocks that are not part.
What are you going to do for the trees? Quite a pale, dry deadwood look, or dark brown, or what?
I don't know, and the reason I don't know is because if I pull this bastard up, if it gets into shot, we've got a tree growing over bone, like big vertebrae.
That's the problem with doing like a dry, dead wood look.
And then
it'll get
got
lost.
This green brown for the bamboo.
Yeah. Huh.
So I might end up having to go like a quite dark brown, I think.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to get lost in... Because to be fair, again, that pale stone that you've got, you don't want like a bleach, like almost like a bleach bone wood look on that. Because again, it doesn't give you any separation of the elements, does it?
No, not easily.
Right. Well, we've run to time.
What did you get done tonight?
I'll show it on. We have closed pegs and elastic bands. I've managed to get the detailing strips glued onto this and the archway on the door and all of the window frames. This is one of the issues with this chroma terrain. And I've mentioned it on stream before. The printed layer, because it's plastic, doesn't take the PVA as good as the bare MDF. So the drying times and the dead times while waiting for everything to set so that it doesn't just fall apart as I'm handling it is way longer than when you're building standard MDF terrain.
Yeah.
Which is it is what it is. It is what it is. Once it's done. So and as I say, I'm really pleased with the product in general. It just takes a little bit more work than your average MDF, but it's still way less work than painting fucking raw MDF. You can fuck that for a game of soldiers. Right. I think we're going to call it. Thank you very much for let's say thank you to the chat first. Thank you very much, guys. Brilliant interaction tonight. You guys really got stuck into the conversation, and yet again I was proved to be an over optimistic fool of a took, but yeah, no new games, yeah, right. So yeah, thank you very much for our co-stars. If you're watching along later on YouTube, thank you very much to yourself as well. If you can only do one thing, click the like button. Dink. Easy. Job done. If you want to do the other YouTube shit, share, comment, subscribe, you do whatever suits you. It's your YouTube, do what you like with it. We're not an algorithm chasing channel. We enjoy it. Not because we're going to get rich and have a massive
we like talking
audience.
to you fuckers.
And with that, I reckon we're done for the week, and we'll see you next week with probably something less controversial, but that makes more sense. See you later, guys.
Is next week the last stream before Christmas?
Could it be?
Yes, it will be.
Could it be?
It will be, because Christmas Day is 2 weeks today, boys and girls.
Yeah. So, see you next week for the pre-Christmas bollocks.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Spam is getting in the bath. Young young David's full of wrath. Paul is tightening his straps, where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese meat is on day release. Damn silk tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening up the can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese meat is on day release. Damn chef tries not to crease. The Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Cheese meat is on day release. Damn me up tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can.